Green Bay Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed he is done for the year because of a torn ACL suffered in his knee in yesterday's game against the Broncos. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said today the quarterback Patrick Mahomes is getting a second opinion on the ACL tear in his left knee. Jets dismissed defensive coordinator Steve Wilks today while Week 15 wraps up with the Dolphins and Steelers from Pittsburgh. 8:15 Eastern Time. Steelers running back Jaylen Warren is questionable with an illness. With a loss, the Dolphins would be eliminated from the AFC playoff picture. Colts head coach Shane Steichen confirmed Phillip Rivers will be the team's starting quarterback in Week 16 on Monday Night Football against the Niners. Some college football transfer portal news. Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola is entering the portal, as is Florida quarterback DJ Lagway and Michigan State quarterback Aiden Childs. Scotty Scheffler is the PGA Tour Player of the Year for the fourth straight year. That feat has only been matched by one Tiger Woods. I'm Dan Beyer.
Oh, hey now. Hello. Hola. ¿Qué tal?
¿Cómo estás?
What's up, buddy? Happy
¿Qué onda?
holidays. Merry.
¿Qué pedo?
Christmas.
Vatos locos forever.
Indeed. I think we said
Happy
it.
holidays.
I think we
Happy
said
Hanukkah, man. Or as
He's,
Smokey Robinson said, Rich. Happy Chanukah. I'd like to wish everyone
a happy Chanukah.
I'm not even disrespecting. I say it respectfully. There is a funny viral moment from a few years ago where Smokey Robinson, who's in a lot of hot water right now, I don't know if you knew that.
Oh.
He said, Happy Chanukah, everybody. But happy Hanukkah from your pals. Happy holidays. Covino and Rich, hope you had a nice weekend.
See,
We be rocking out. Let's go.
the funniest part about the happy Chanukah, Smokey Robinson back in the day, it's like, has he never seen the word Hanukkah before?
He was reading a cameo. Like he was reading a script wishing somebody a happy Hanukkah. Yeah, he never saw that spelling, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, happy Hanukkah. Hope you had a Bills, Chargers, Seahawks, Rams, Rich's 49ers sort of weekend. Hope all your teams won. We wrap Week 15 tonight. Miami at the Steelers. We're going to talk about it. Plus, we might have a breakfast conversation.
What is your breakfast of choice?
We might get to that if we have time. Plus, Old Man Rivers.
I hope it's a Mount Rushmore breakfast topic.
Oh, yeah. I know they're your favorite, Danny G. By the way, super producer Danny G.
Yeah. Happy Monday.
All right. He's producing on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. We got Iowa Samuel. What up, Iowa Sam? How are you, buddy? And, of course, spots on the videos. We are streaming live, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR. Join the live chat. It's always popping. And, of course, the great Dan Beyer is ready to kick our ass. Look at me stretching in the newsroom, getting ready to whoop our ass in Last One Standing later
I had to
today.
get up and close the door, as my mom would say back in the day. What do you think, we live in a barn? Did everyone's parents say that?
In or out?
In or out?
In or out?
Dan Beyer, how do you feel as we kick off the show? We're going to get to all the things that made you go, I was saying, you know what? Hit it now. Things that made you go,
Let's go, baby!
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go,
Rich ain't wasting no time.
How do you feel about rooting for the team that spoiled Phillip Rivers' beautiful possible Sunday?
I was on an island. I do feel that, and I recognized it myself. Even during the show, it was such a great story. And Phillip Rivers didn't throw for 400 yards yesterday, but anytime he completed a pass, the people that I worked with were jumping up and down with excitement. And now it would have been great if the Seahawks could have been up by 21 points, but that was not the case, which made the Phillip Rivers story even better. It was a tough one yesterday, honestly.
It was a nice battle. Congrats to your Seahawks, Dan Beyer. I actually thought of you as the only redeeming part of the victory for me because I was rooting for the old guys. I was like,
everybody was.
Yeah, but at least Dan Beyer's happy as Seahawks won. Seriously, I really was thinking
that. It keeps
that.
a good team winning, and it's more important, I guess, for the league.
But dude, if anyone did what I did, you saw them kick a 60-yard field goal to go ahead. Phillip Rivers pumping his fist. He's all fired up. I took a little Waz break at that moment. I come back, and the Seahawks take the lead? It was that quick, dude. It was, 40-something seconds left when they took the lead, and then the Seahawks did it with like 20 seconds left. Ended up winning the game. I was like, what the hell happened? I actually texted Danny G. I was like, how did they score 3 points so fast? It really was that quick. So congrats to Dan Seahawks.
Knowing you had to remind yourself, and I couldn't be the only one that had to remember, Phillip Rivers always had a throwing motion that looked like he was sort of pushing the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are unfamiliar with Phillip Rivers, maybe you're a younger kid, you might be like, man, he's really sort of, like he doesn't have the most natural release, almost like as a baseball throw, almost like he's pushing it a little bit.
Sure,
right?
shot put, yeah.
He has a slight shot put, so the fact that he was 44 made it look like every throw he threw.
Well, there's a lot of
there was some type of like
a lot of thoughts about the Phillip Rivers game we'll get to, but I want to mention again, we're streaming live at youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. You know, there was one play, I was watching the Red Zone, and there was one play where he took the snap and he backpedaled a few steps and fell. And I was like, ooh, old guy moment. You know, we're watching very critically, right? Instead of just watching and just observing, you're watching everything.
You know what I was thinking? Anytime he dropped back in the pocket, I was like, if a Seahawk sacks him hard, my analogy would be, have you ever played co-ed softball and the girl that's batting like 12th on their team rolls over a soft ground ball to you and you almost feel guilty fielding it cleanly and throwing it first? You're like, I got her. Like, are you really proud of yourself? You're proud of yourself? We used to play softball Saturday mornings. I ask you not. There was an old veteran. Guy was in his 80s. I don't even know if he's still around. God bless him. But he would come out to the park, and every so often they'd be like, hey, Mike, get in the batter's box. And this guy was in his early 80s, served in multiple wars, but he loved the game. So we would sort of stop the game, let the guy jump in, get a couple swings. If you fielded a bit, you sort of felt like an ass. Like, oh, you go, what a hot shot. You're going to dive up the middle to rob an 80-year-old guy? That's how I felt like anytime Phillip Rivers faded back in the pocket. I'm like, oh, come on.
But, I mean, he did okay.
Who wants to break him in half?
And you know what? Speaking of old man Rivers, he looks slow. I think they should have won. They could have won. But he remains QB1 against your 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Now,
that's the update there.
Let that not be the coming out party.
Right. No, so it was cool to see and fun to root for. The better team won. I think, you know, I was surprised that their defense held your Seahawks.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. The Colts came out hitting. Seahawks still having trouble running the football and couldn't cash it in. That's why they needed 6 freaking field goals to be able to do it. The crazy thing is when Rivers knows where to put the football, and like you knew that right away. There was even a play where he missed Josh Downs on because I think Downs just wasn't used to somebody knowing that the football should be there because he kind of held up his arm and then it dropped off to his, just off to his right.
Yeah.
Rivers had the ball where it needed to be. That could have been his second touchdown of the game and really could have put things out of reach. Yep. So everything that the Colts had wanted, like I think from the mind wise, was completely there. It was just the last throw that he threw that ended up being intercepted.
Yeah.
When you really had to throw it downfield, you lost some of the accuracy on that. And that ultimately ended their game.
Yeah, and even if he were to complete that pass, there were 4 seconds left. They're
right.
not. It's over. I mean, you're taking a shot.
Desperation moment, just throwing it out there. Props to him.
It's like I almost feel like I would almost argue, and I know some people feel this way, a desperation interception, I almost feel like should it count the same way? Of course it does, but it's like when NBA players don't want to throw a ball up full court with 2 seconds left because them missing it just goes against their shooting
percentage. They changed it this year because of that. They stopped counting it against the stats because players were apprehensive to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to feel that way. But
on the positive, Rich,
the better team did win.
I give him all the props in the world. I loved what he said after the game. How he's human and he had his doubts and he was nervous, but he showed all those kids that he coaches and all the kids out there that you can't let your fears control you. And he did his best out there. And I bet you he will play better next week. Some of those butterflies are gone, even though he's done it for years. It's been a long time, and, how could he not be apprehensive? He hasn't done it on that level in 5 years. Yeah. So, honestly, congratulations. I thought that was a really fun game to keep an eye on over the weekend. And now we turn it over to you and get you involved, Fox Sports Radio Nation. We do it every Monday. Again, things that make you go, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. The rules are simple. There's no wrong answer here. It's any observation you made in Week 15 NFL, but anything, UFC Fight Night, a movie you saw, a Christmas holiday special, The Beast in Me on Netflix. I'm watching that. It could be any observation that you made over the weekend, things that made you go,
Well, Esteban, I don't know if you're right about this. He says he thought he sort of spied Rivers wearing a Life Alert necklace under his jersey. I don't think that's not true. I don't think that's the case. I will say this, though.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
I saw a list, and I did a little homework, and I added to the list.
Okay.
I saw someone say, here's a couple players that are Phillip Rivers' age that seem like they haven't played in the NFL in an eternity. I'm gonna list other players that were also born in 1981, a la the age of Phillip Rivers, 44 years old, and you tell me if you feel like these players feel ancient in NFL years.
Right.
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, he feels way old, because he played for so long. And when did he retire? It feels like so long ago.
Here's a name that feels even older.
And his flowing locks are like gray now.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
old.
in his shampoo commercial, he's got the salt and gray.
Yeah.
There's another guy I'm going to name that was such a force in the NFL at some point, but to me, he feels so 2000s. Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis is the same age as Phillip Rivers.
Wow.
That is wild, dude.
Eli Manning is the same age as Phillip Rivers.
Okay. You know what? That one feels okay because I feel like
But Eli,
I remember them coming up
Their
around the
trade.
same time.
They were
Yeah.
involved
Yep.
in the trade.
Yeah, but
with each other.
it makes it obvious. But in your mind, though, Eli has him. Can you imagine Eli playing right now?
No.
Right?
That's what makes it cool, yeah.
Andre Johnson, wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wes Welker.
Damn. Yeah, that feels like a while ago to me.
A guy that you see on TV all the time because he's so far into his second career.
You know why,
Nate
too?
Burleson.
Oh, wow. Nate, great broadcaster. Feels like he's been out of the league for a minute. But back to Wes Welker. I feel like I think of the early Tom Brady days, right? And even though he never really won with Brady, I remember partying with him, Rich, and doesn't that feel like a lifetime ago? Because that's when he was on the Patriots. That feels like a
We
lifetime
were working with
ago.
like Maxim and all those men's brands. We were at red carpets. So yeah,
So think about that. Think about competing at the level he competed at.
My wife was friends with his wife, Wes Welker. Great
That's
family.
crazy.
I'll give you one more.
That feels crazy.
I'll give you one more. Asante Samuel. His kid's in the league now. So just to give perspective, I get it. Everyone taps out at a different age. They tap out John Cena style, which, by the way, was something else that made you go, over the weekend, right?
It did. It really did.
But these are all guys that are 44 just to show you what it really takes for a guy like Phillip Rivers to be ready to go back out there. So props to him. He came up short. But, again, I genuinely think what you saw Phillip Rivers do is better than what some bootleg rando practice squad guy you've never heard his name. If they're like, Jimmy Tompkins, who played in the USFL or XFL for a year out of Kansas Tech, I'm just making up a school. Like, if they just pulled some rando guy, I feel like Phillip Rivers gave you more than what that guy could have given you. And we talked about, Dan Byer, the limited choices because of, the trade deadline has passed, so you're really just picking.
Also think of it this way. Maybe Riley Leonard throws for 200 yards. But is the game script and how it all plans out the way that the game really turns out for them to be able to hold on to the football, control the ball, make the throws that are needed? The defense does have to respect that Phillip Rivers is going to throw the football, where maybe Riley Leonard, you're not. You're focusing on Jonathan Taylor, and they used Jonathan Taylor a lot yesterday.
Yeah. Those first couple drives, the Colts and Jonathan Taylor was getting a lot of yards per carry because there were times where those drives kept going solely based on 5 yards, 6 yards, 3 yards, 8 yards, 4 yards. I felt like they were just moving the ball with.
I felt like they had more reason to play behind Rivers, though. More excitement and more will to win. Rallying behind him, the story, the old guy, he was getting everybody fired up. I'm not sure anyone else could have got them as fired up as he did.
Yeah, I think it was probably an emotional boost, and I think that the Seahawks defense also had to mind their P's and Q's where Rivers, there were just, again, I mentioned that throw to Josh Downs. There were other spots where he knows the game. He knows where the football needs to be, so he's going to put it at that point. And as a defense, and it's no disrespect to Riley Leonard, but when you're a rookie in the NFL, you can't go up against for knowledge, a guy who's about to be in the Hall of Fame or will be in another 5 years.
Can I tell you?
It's a good life lesson, though, Rich. It really is, like, to take that risk. Life's a risk, Carnal.
You learned that. I learned that in Blood In, Blood Out.
There's so many moments in life where people let fear get in the way of their goals or fear get in the way of their dreams. And he could have easily, and he said it in his speech, he could have easily just sat home and called it a day, but he tested himself and pushed himself, and it was kind of cool. He didn't embarrass himself by any means, could have won that game.
No, and I think that's an interesting point because Phillip Rivers is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
There's the numbers are there, but I think that there are people who will say, well, he never made it to a Super Bowl, never played in a Super Bowl, didn't win anything, that would question that. Do you think yesterday helped his candidacy?
Yeah,
Because
I think it makes.
I agree.
To me, it makes me look like he loves the game of football, and he has balls. And I know there's on paper mean nothing, but in my mind, I look at Phillip Rivers as a baller that's gutsy and a gamer, and he loves the game of football.
And look at what we're talking about, like with Russell Wilson. We're saying, did he hurt his Hall of Fame candidacy by staying on too long and playing in all these spots and not doing as well? Like, that was a legitimate discussion that was happening. This comeback and him just showing that he's somewhat capable of quarterbacking an NFL game with 5 years off, I think speaks to the type of player that he actually was previously.
Agreed.
And let's put this in perspective. I don't like to play Sunday softball because I want to remember myself as a good ball player.
Yeah, you had 27 home runs in Little League.
I want to keep that legacy and that memory alive in my brain for my own confidence. And he doesn't
want to pop up to second and have some 55-year-old guy catch a ball he hit.
But you also don't want to like put yourself in a vulnerable situation. Like, this guy used to be good, right? Mm-hmm. He threw all that out the window. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to go out there and compete and do my best.
You could
argue he's a legendary NFL quarterback with a reputation, with a Hall of Fame career. Like, the thought of him failing and embarrassing in that moment did not stop him. So it really is a life lesson to all. So
you could argue that
in that there's victory.
Mike Tyson to a younger kid did that, where you're telling your kid, yo, kid, there was no one more indestructible and no one more fierce and no one more, honestly, no one more dangerous than Mike Tyson and invincible in his prime. And your kids might be like, Dad, you mean the guy that Jake Paul whooped? And it's like, yeah, but that was, Phillip Rivers put himself out there, and it looked all right.
Yeah, I really do applaud that. I mean, they spoiled the victory, but it was awesome.
Can I give you the flip, though? Something, we talked about it when me, you, Dan Byer, Danny G, we all sort of brushed over it. Under any other circumstances, the story would be like, man, this Riley Leonard kid's getting a shot. I feel bad for him in a way because this is his shot to possibly show the world what he could do, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever, kid. We want to see the old guy.
Yeah, but again, 8-4 team, right?
I feel you.
They had to keep it going the best way they could.
8-6 now.
8-6 now. So that's really why, in my opinion, you got to take your chance with that. A guy who could lead and a guy who could, like Dan Byer said, be a boost.
Is Chad Powers available? That's from Wes in Idaho on the chat.
Can I say this?
Individual stats, this is from Chase, 1989, said individual stats play part of it, but it's not the only part. To back up Dan Byer saying, Hall of Fame, now you look at Phillip Rivers as a guy that he didn't care. He just wanted to come back, even if it's for a few games, to prove that he could still compete.
Yep.
And you know what? Listen to what Phillip Rivers said after the game yesterday.
Grateful, running out for warm-ups and all that, and out there for the anthem. And as the game just got going, I was just thankful, grateful that I was out there. And it was a blast. It was a blast, but obviously the emotions now are disappointment, right? Disappointment. This isn't about me. We got a team that was scrapping like crazy to try to stay alive and get in the postseason. So obviously we're all disappointed.
And by the way, 4 competitors. That's like a dream come true. You think your time is done, you think you're over, and you get one more shot to show them what you got and to show yourself that you still got it.
It's almost like a sitcom.
It really is.
Like him, or a movie, like him putting those pads on again that he never thought he would put on again.
Well, I even saw Ryan Clark going off about how wrong this was, but he was saying, but don't get me wrong. I don't blame Phillip Rivers, because if someone gave me that opportunity, I would want to take it too, because no one wants to hang up the cleats. That's why Cam Newton was so mad about it. And he got that opportunity. Props to him. 120 yards, 1 touchdown. That last interception really shouldn't count, but it does. And aside from Old Man Rivers coming up short, Seahawks winning 18-16, at the very, very end of the game. I think the other storyline of the weekend was injuries. Like, we lost a lot of big players this weekend.
Well, injuries took their toll, but I think between the injuries, Covino, I'm going to one-up you.
Yeah.
Because of the injuries and because of the great Phillip Rivers almost story, the best game of the week is like not even our lead, and that was Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh Allen showing you that not so fast, Patriots. They're up 24-7. Portnoy.
Dude, they're up 21-0.
Patriots fans everywhere making videos like, we're for real. It's going through Foxborough. Everyone's thinking that they did this. And then I remember I had to dip out, and I came back, and I put the game on in the living room, and I remember being like, oh, all right, they scored right out the second half. And I'm like, all right, now it's within a – as they were – coming back, I'm like, oh, there's the momentum. If you believe in momentum, New England had lost it. And that was such a performance. And right now, I'm going to tell you, they're not going to win the division because there's not enough time. But if you're the Buffalo Bills and you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you're looking at this as your Super Bowl to win. I'm not convinced anyone else is that great. And Josh Allen, if he could deliver a whole game like that, and this team could play like that, when they need to,
and they could beat that
Buffalo
New England team.
Buffalo,
who's young and hungry.
We talked about those little open windows, and with Lamar not being himself, and Mahomes now injured, and the Chiefs out. This is Buffalo. Come on, this is your chance. This is your chance.
The Bills playing big this weekend, 35-31. Like I said, I think it was 21-0 at one point.
Yep.
You thought the Patriots had that game easily, and they came back and said not so fast. That was really dope. And then a lot of injuries to really key players. Those were our observations, and we're going to dive into it more. 877-99 on Fox. We didn't even mention Rob Reiner. That makes me say, There's so many things that make us go, And we get to your phone calls, all your phone calls and all your feedback next, right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Quick timeout, Rich.
What you got, pal?
Holiday upgrade check. Timeout.
Hold up.
Still watching the games on an old small TV. If you are, you're only seeing about half the game.
Hold up is right. You should not tap out in the red zone. You got to have the right TV. TCL's QM8K, the QD Mini LED is the real MVP. Ultimate brightness, ultimate black levels for the ultimate experience. Picture so clear you could taste the turf.
And it's not just football. It's the beast in me. You watching that with Claire Danes?
You and I got on it at the same time.
It's pretty good.
It is good.
Shows, movies, everything looks cinematic. Games feel smoother. And yes, everybody, all your company, everyone that comes over for the holidays, they're like, ooh, everybody notices.
You'll see it this Friday if you guys want to come over and watch Jake Paul get his ass kicked.
Hell yeah.
So the ultimate experience with TCL, don't overthink it. Lock in the ultimate experience with epic savings, undeniable bragging rights all season long. Get in while the supplies last. They got the QM8K, like we told you, that's the ultimate choice, or the versatile QM6K for an elevated game day experience.
TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL. Find TCL at all major retailers. TCL, bigger, brighter, better holidays. Select models, limited time. See all major retailers for details.
Yep.
TCL.com. The Baltimore Ravens removed a basketball hoop, a ping pong table, cornhole boards, and a video game console. It was like Pee-wee's Playhouse in there.
Not Pac-Man.
They had a full-on playroom.
Did they get rid of Globey?
Yeah.
Cherry, no.
They removed the gaming consoles all from the locker room. It actually started after week 4. So week 4, 5, 6, they had nothing there to entertain them. And it was Harbaugh's way of, punishing them. And we speculated, is this going to work? Because it doesn't seem to be working. And that's where we turn it over to you. Yes, these are men, but they're not grown men. Keep that in mind. But you don't want to treat them like children either. Hey, you guys get no toys. But now we're talking, hey, things may be turning around. He had a nice win over the Bears, 30-16.
The coaching staff, including John Harbaugh, deny that they were the ones that made the decision to remove this stuff. Veteran players are saying it was their decision.
Okay.
But
fair enough. The story was that Harbaugh,
Yes.
right? Well, he was part of the story, and his image is there, so we're led to believe that it's their call, the coach's call that did this. What are your thoughts on that? And it's not considered punishment. I guess you could say it's consequence, or, hey, we got to get our head in the game. We got to focus. Or do you look at it like a punishment? And as a kid who was never punished, big shock, I don't vibe with that, man. People need to take accountability and be accountable. But at the same time, you need to try everything to see if it works. What are your thoughts? Do you think you could punish grown men, well, not grown men, just men, and get positive results, or more resentment than anything else?
I don't think an old hard-ass type of vibe works with everyone, but if the veteran players that have been there, Danny G, I'm talking about the guys on the Ravens that have been to AFC championship games, guys that have seen what it's like to make a postseason run. If those guys are telling the young cats, yo, time to stop all this horse crap.
Well, you know what? Let me play devil's advocate. I'll be Keanu Reeves. So, because he's in devil's advocate.
Yeah,
don't believe in chemistry builders? Is that what you're saying? So when you're just sitting there, then what do you do? What do you do?
All right, I'll play devil's advocate.
No. All right, who are you?
I'll be Al Pacino.
Okay, fine.
You think ping pong's the answer?
You know what? I'll show you big time.
I'll show you ping pong.
I do, and I'm glad you said that, because let me take you back again.
Yeah.
When I first heard this story,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, well, this isn't going to work. And it turns out that, hey, they won yesterday, and Jackson's coming back, and maybe. When I first heard this story, I'm like, you're punishing these young football players? That's not going to work. That's the opposite of what's going to work. That's counterproductive. Because when you take it back to our early days of broadcasting in the early 2000s, we had a ping pong table in the lobby of Sirius XM. Dude, nothing brought people together harder than that ping pong table. It was dudes from the hip hop channel playing dudes from the rock channel, and then the dude from the country channel would come and battle someone from the R&B channel.
I remember Covino having a battle. Sway from MTV Sway?
Yeah,
Of
dude,
course, world famous wake up show.
But dude, we'd be talking smack. We got to know each other. We were having fun, right? We'd sit there in the lobby, just all with one company coming together because of the ping pong table. So when they told the story of they're removing the basketball hoop, the ping pong table, the video games, I'm like, dude, you're taking away the chemistry of this team. So I'm a little torn because time has gone, and now we're entering week 9, and I'm like, maybe I was wrong. But I'm standing my ground and saying that these are things that build chemistry. I don't know how it's going to turn around, but it seems like it has, at least for a week. What are your thoughts on punishing adults, punishing kids?
It's so subjective.
Taking their fun away. I don't know. To me, these are chemistry builders.
I think it's hard to really gauge, because for everyone that doesn't like to be given tough love, some people respond to it. It's so subjective. You got 53 grown men.
That is true.
Some are going to respond to, like, me. I'm okay with tough love. Covino doesn't like criticism. Covino likes pats on the back.
True. Yeah, no, there's different personalities in every locker room. I get it. But I think those things are what build friendships and build trust and build camaraderie, and that builds a winning team. And you took all the fun out of that locker room to make a point. Speaking of Smokey Robinson, this is his Jingle Bells. His Motown Jingle Bells.
Happy Chinooka.
Happy Chanukah. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Or as Chinooka, Smokey Robinson said.
What do
Look
we
that up if you've never
seen it. Is
seen
today day 2 of their 8 crazy nights?
I think today's the second crazy night, yeah. So
Yo, if you're
all the best to our Jewish friends.
If you're Jewish, was the goal to be part of one of Adam Sandler's songs? Like, that's got to be, right? I mean, if you're
now we got to play that next.
If you're Jewish and you make it to one of Adam Sandler's 3 Hanukkah songs, that means you're balling,
that means
right?
you made it.
Have we ever asked Henry Winkler that?
Yes, we have. Our good pal Henry.
Yeah.
So we are Covino and Rich. Again, happy holidays, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Every Olympic dream starts with the first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for all skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com. Yes, USA. And every goal starts with an assist on and off the field. That's why Haleon and U.S. Soccer are launching For the Assist, a celebration of everyday acts and support that help people achieve their goals with iconic brands like Sensodyne, Tums, Voltaren, Advil, Centrum, and more. Learn more at HaleonAssist.com.
You know, there's a couple teams that are out that I think because of their reputation, we thought, maybe they could make a little late season run. And we're slowly seeing those teams sort of fall by the wayside, like the Chiefs, especially now that Mahomes is gone.
You said they're done? Chris Jones didn't know that. Chris Jones of the Chiefs, like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
That made me say, to be honest, even though I understand. Because I feel like sometimes when you're really in it, you really don't see it all because you're so in it. It's like a relationship, right? The answer may be so clear to you, but when you're so involved and so invested, you don't know what the truth is. So you go to outside people who see so clearly. He's seeing through the fog. He's seeing the battle every day. Chris Jones didn't realize that they don't have a fighting chance.
I mean, he doesn't listen to my schedule watching?
So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying I understand. Am I shocked? Yes.
I don't.
But do I understand? Kind of.
I was always fascinated when you would name someone in the sports media landscape, and I don't know who that is. That's the industry you work in. You should know everyone. You should have.
Oh, it's like when you asked me the other day if I knew some like Love Line lady, and I'm like, no, I don't.
Covino never heard of Dr. Judy.
No, that wasn't it.
Who was it?
Delilah.
Yeah. You never heard of Delilah?
No. I mean, not that I could recall. Not really. And I've worked in radio, and I've obsessed over radio.
Not enough.
My whole life. So sometimes you miss things, but I think, again, I'm not giving Chris Jones the pass because he said, according to him, that the Chiefs still have a fighting chance. Well, and he goes, oh, wait, we don't? Oh, snap.
Yeah, one of the reporters shook their heads, and they were like, no, dude.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that sometimes when you're in it, you don't see things as clear as everybody else. I feel what you're saying. Outside looking in is easier sometimes.
The Chiefs obviously done. And, I mean, if the Cowboys, we talked about it on Friday, and that conversation is just trash now. Remember we said if the Cowboys win out and a couple tough losses by the Eagles, and somehow the Cowboys could slip in. I mean, the Cowboys would have to win out, and then now the Eagles would have to lose 3 or 4. That's not happening. The Cowboys losing to Minnesota last night, I thought was a real big, organizational setback.
And somehow Dak Prescott was still positive about it.
If they fought to the finish, then you'd be like, all right, I see. I think you lose a primetime Sunday night game to Minnesota.
That was weak.
I think that's a weak way to exit.
I agree with you. I do.
Let's go to the phones. Everyone's lighting them up.
877-99 on Fox. We're going to do last one standing, give away prizes later in the show. Stay tuned for that. But we do this every Monday. Any observation you made, especially in the world of the NFL, hit us up. Things that made you go, week 15, as we wrap it up tonight. Who do we got?
Things that make you go,
Let's go to, is that Steph or Steven? Steph? Steph in Illinois. What's up, Steph?
Hey, Steph.
How's it going, fellas? Talking about that Chris Jones thing, I remember when Donovan McNabb, when they tied one time, he said he didn't even know the game could end in a tie.
I remember that. I absolutely remember that.
Remember that? Yeah.
Who didn't know the teams in their division recently?
It was Cam Scatterbo.
Cam Scatterbo didn't know teams in his own division. We see professional athletes recently. Remember when Anthony Edwards didn't know who Alex Rodriguez was? Again, different sports, but still professional athlete.
Not to name drop. We had...
Dude, some players, one of the biggest realizations to me as get this, professional broadcaster.
I'm sorry, what are you?
A professional broadcaster with a podcast. In fact, Rich and I celebrate 21 years on the air together today.
Yeah.
True story. 21 years.
December 15th, 04. We were in our early 20s trying radio.
One of my
Today.
biggest realizations was we'd be interviewing professional athletes.
Our show could drink legally.
Our show has a mustache. 21 years old today.
You're all grown up.
All the teammates don't know each other. You know, it may seem like common knowledge now or common to you, but when we started 21 years ago, I remember being shocked that a guy on the offensive line didn't know someone on special teams.
Then you realize, well, you know what? 50 do
players
you know,
come and go.
Can you name 53 people from your workplace?
But you assume these things, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that Chris Jones
I'll give you one.
didn't know in the moment.
Let's see if you remember, just because I'm a dope and forgot. We had a musician on our show. I think it's the Goo Goo Dolls, but I don't think it is. We had someone on our show.
Okay.
And Covino started telling them the track listing on their CD.
Oh, I know who it was. It was Stephen Jenkins
of Third Eye Blind. And Covino's like, yeah, that was track 2. And the guy and Stephen Jenkins like, yeah, I don't remember the tracks on my album. Like, you don't remember the track order on your albums?
Yeah, he didn't remember.
So.
Steph, call back 877-99 on Fox.
Point.
You got too excited.
Even George Pickens this year didn't know ties were a thing. Like he admitted, I think after the Packers and the Cowboys tied, he's like, I didn't know that was a thing.
They're focused on different things. We're focused as fans. Like, it's a different level of focus. This guy's focused on game tape and what
Each
he needs
game
to do.
individually,
exactly.
very specific things.
So, again, I'm not making excuses, but I'm saying I understand.
All right, what made you go, George in Virginia? What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
So, Bills fan since 1969. So I've been through it all.
69. You've been through it all. You've been through 4 in a row. And do you think this is the year? Is the hope now you see what they can do?
I know what we can do. We've had a lot better opportunities over the last 5-6 years, but I still think we can win the division. I heard y'all talking earlier. You don't think we can. I think we can.
Well, New England plays someone tough coming up. I'll take a little look, but I'll say this. I'll give you this, George. You might not be riding as good of a car as you did in the last couple of years, but the other cars on the track aren't as fast.
Good one.
I mean, you're telling me Patrick Mahomes and a healthy Chiefs team and a healthy Lamar Jackson, those are teams that scared you. If you're the Bills right now, you got to be thinking, wow, Bo Nix is in our way? We could do this. Drake May, he's really shown a lot of promise, but he's the guy. If you're a Bills fan, you should be like, this is the year. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I think they
play today, we win today. That's it.
I think they have a great chance if they were to enter as a wild card to have that chip on their shoulder. And I thought it was evident in yesterday's game. They came in as a favorite in that game, and we're down, to your point, 21-0, and then they turned it on. So they needed that disrespect, or they needed that. I'm not saying that was their plan, but for some reason, sometimes this team with expectations does not live up to it. And so if you were to go on a run and just reel off 3 straight road wins, which is something we've talked about that's doable with this landscape here in the AFC, I think that's the ideal route for Buffalo.
Let me, I mean, I could probably put in a little playoff calculator, but does anyone know offhand who would win that tiebreaker? Because they split head-to-head, so it would have to be, in division and then conference? Because I could see the Patriots dropping one in New England next week. I'm sorry, in Baltimore if the Ravens, I don't know, gave them a little struggle, but they play the Jets and the Dolphins, and the Dolphins will be fighting in Week 18 because who knows what they're trying to pull off here.
Patriots have the division record tiebreaker because the Bills lost to the Dolphins.
So there you have it.
If the Jets or Dolphins would beat New England and that was the loss, then you would go further down the line.
Okay.
And to wrap up observations from that game, did you see Josh Allen barfing, spewing at the end of the game?
Yeah.
A lot of people speculated, does he have a flu? Was he sick? He says it happens every game. I don't know the reason. And I looked it up. Is it nerves? Is it nerve? He says that he has to get it out. So is that just nerves? Is that how much is riding on a game versus the Patriots?
I mean, listen, people have different nerves and anxieties. Who's to say? You know that feeling you get if you hop on stage, Covino, for a big event or something? You might be like, I'm a little nervous. What if Josh Allen has that times 100 and he's an NFL quarterback? He might be like, oh, my God.
Every single week.
You remember when, on South Park?
Who's on South Park?
Remember was it Kyle has a crush on the girl? There's a girl that I like, and every time he sees the girl, he pukes.
Yes.
Maybe
There's
that's
a
Josh
girl
Allen.
that I like.
Let's go to Dan Byer for an update. All the feedback we're going to get through next. DB, what's going on, man?
Yeah, so the news of the day, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is going to get a second opinion on that injured knee, a torn ACL in his left knee for Mahomes, costing him the rest of the season. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he has an ACL tear in his left knee. He's done for the year. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson's status for their game against the Bears in Week 16 up in the air. He had an upper body injury and was actually seen at a Denver hospital, but no major injuries were revealed. Commanders are shutting down quarterback Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. He will not play in their final 3 regular season games. Marcus Mariota, the starting quarterback for the Commanders. Jets dismissed defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Dolphins and Steelers tonight, 8:15 Eastern. And you guys touched on it earlier. Phillip Rivers confirmed as the starting quarterback for the Colts in Week 16 on Monday Night Football against the 49ers. Head coach Shane Steichen also said today the quarterback Anthony Richardson has been medically cleared to return to practice from his orbital fracture, but no word if Richardson is even close to playing in a regular game. College football, Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola and Florida quarterback DJ Lagway both entered the transfer portal. Sesame Street helped raise all of us. Now it's our turn. Donate this holiday season at sesame.org because the world needs Sesame and Sesame needs you. ESPN is saying that the NBA is considering not using Las Vegas at all for next year's NBA Cup. They're moving the semifinals to home sites next year and could look for a neutral site in a different spot or also use home courts for the championship game. Scotty Scheffler, the PGA Tour Player of the Year for the 4th straight year. Guys, back to you.
Nice. Thank you, DB.
I use Google and AI as my friend. Maybe a human like you with knowledge knows more. Torn ACL. I'm seeing the average NFL quarterback return is in the 9-month window, which would put Mahomes maybe missing a little at the beginning of the season, or if it's not, if he's getting that second opinion, maybe it's not as severe. But if it is a torn ACL, we're looking at him maybe missing even the beginning of next season.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. That's the people
tried
up
to a year sometimes.
Yeah, so. People tried to compare the Brady injury to the Mahomes, and the Brady one was in Week 1, which, I mean, he was lost for that whole season. But that's the dangerous part about this is it's all of next year. Plus, I think you kind of need a year anyway after the injury. So I'm not sure how great the prospects will be for KC next year.
So it could very well be that Mahomes may not even play much of next season.
Yeah, I think he'll play next season. It's just the point of getting past the injury. Like if you're trying to ramp up, and I mean, yeah, it's significant. It's not what the ACLs once were before, but yeah, the beginning of training camp and whatnot could be, there could be issues.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Dan Byer. Hey, everyone on the phone. Hey,
Steve, call back.
Chris, Andy, everyone that's Jeff, everyone that's chiming in now, we're going to get to all your phone calls next. We're going to go over more things that made you go, We're going to give away some prizes, play some games, have a lot of fun on a CNR Monday here at Fox Sports Radio. I feel like there's something getting in the way of us acknowledging Austin Reeves as a superstar.
Honestly, it's the most obvious observation, which would be an obvious observation. But could it be that he's just such an unassuming superstar? Like he's such a goober, such a aw shucks kind of guy that he doesn't get the credit he deserves?
Just say out loud what everyone's thinking.
I'm just
he's
saying,
like a goofy-looking white guy.
Yeah, maybe that's what gets in his way because the stats are showing otherwise. The stats are saying he's on his way. He's on his way to superstardom. He's on his way to being a bigger star. He already should be that guy because he's got the numbers and he's on the Lakers. He's in L.A. He's playing with Luka and maybe tonight with LeBron. Like, he should already be that guy, but he's taken like a slow burn to the mountaintop.
You just said it. You said it. I'll give you the analogy. As our show intro said, I could somehow turn an analogy. What was it? Micah Parsons and sweaters? How about this? The Bachelor and Austin Reeves.
Okay.
You ever watch The Bachelor? Might have got stuck watching with the girlfriend or wife.
Unfortunately, yes.
And you see all these girls on the show.
Ooh.
And in their hometown, they're the hottest. Ooh. Every dude gives them attention. Ooh, she's from Salt Lake City. She's from Austin. She's from Nashville. In their town, oh my God, everyone's sweating them, drooling over them. But then when you put them in a room with 25 other hot girls, it's like pageant life. They're all hot. So you better step it up. And I think Austin Reeves is just in a room with Luka, LeBron. He was in a room with Anthony Davis. L.A. and the Lakers, stars.
I don't even know if it's that. Actually, that's a great analogy, so I'm not dumping on it. It's actually a solid analogy. Maybe he's just not sexy enough for L.A., and he has to put up circus numbers to really get their attention.
So you think he needs a glow up? You think he needs an Austin Reeves L.A. glow up?
A regular-looking guy, regular fella, and that's what makes him extra charming and I think more dangerous because people don't expect that from this guy. But like I said, the numbers say otherwise. Check this out.
Are you saying that he is wearing Adam Sandler shorts to the gym when he should be wearing like Aloe or Lululemon or something?
Yeah, he needs a glow up. Get this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Austin Reeves has the second most 25-point games by a Laker guard since 2000. Only Kobe had more. Second only to Kobe is unreal.
Kobe.
So Reeves is now in serious company. But he has to be at Kobe level to start getting this recognition. Yeah, everybody knows he's got game. Everybody knows he's what did they describe him as earlier? Like he's a bad man kind of. I forget how he was described, but on the court they know he's great, but the world needs to recognize. And then
I'm telling you, there's a sense of he's a gooberish white guy, and I think people compare him to like Caruso for some reason, or like
because he's white. Because he's white and unassuming.
Yeah, it's just there's something to be said about that, and like that's not racist. It's not. It's just. But
I think Caruso had more swag right off the bat. Austin Reeves had to find the headband and get the floppy here to the side.
But you know what it is? Like, we can't be fake about this. If you go to the schoolyard and you see some dad with whack-ass shorts and a headband on, and he's beating the young, flashy players in, like, schoolyard ball, that's sort of what Austin Reeves is doing. Everyone else seems like they have way more swag and way more style and way everything. And this guy just, he knows how to ball. And like you said, there's nothing sexy about him. Even his post games, like he's sort of like, he's charming in a goofy way.
I forget what Reddick said about him, though. He's something about, like, everyone on the court knows that he's dangerous. He's a bad dude. Reeves has been playing like a superstar, not just a good player. Like, to get attention, he has to be a superstar, and that's what he's doing. After going 5 for 9 from deep against the Bucks, Austin Reeves has officially passed Caldwell Pope for 7th place on the Lakers' all-time 3-points made list. Total three-pointers made, Reeves, 523 threes. 523 threes, 37% in 291 games. Caldwell Pope, 522 threes and 38%, 292 games. So he's just climbing the ranks left and right.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
He converted. By the way, if you haven't seen The Sandman, oh yes, Happy Hanukkah, being interviewed by David Letterman on Netflix.
Not too shabby.
What's it called? And my next guest is?
Yeah.
Great interview. The mutual respect was great. Fun watch. Letterman and Sandler, The Sandman. But you're right, Rich. What an achievement if you're Jewish and you made the roll call in the Hanukkah song. There's 3 versions?
3 versions.
Covino and Rich, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays.
Remember the third version? He had the choir, the Dradells.
Yes.
That was it. Yeah.
Sam, get on that one too. We got Sam, we got Danny G and Spot, Dan Byer, and it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. The Bills just can't be stopped in the second half of the game. Check it out.
3rd and goal from the 14. Here's the snap. 4-man rush. Allen steps up, fires, and he's got Knox in the end zone for a touchdown. Josh Allen with a laser to Dawson Knox for his second touchdown reception of the game.
That's courtesy of WGR 550 Bills Radio Network. That's our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And I just saw a highlight on one of the TVs here in the studio. A play we didn't bring up yet. When J.J. McCarthy gritties into the end zone because the whole team, the whole offensive, defensive, cameras, no one saw that bootleg coming. And that was like, honestly, he walked in. In fact, he strutted in. He did a little gritty. So Minnesota victorious last night. And I think there's a team we're all sort of not mentioning. And
the Broncos?
No. Hey, put them out there. Broncos.
The Rams?
Broncos beating the Packers. That was a statement win.
Yeah, and
the Ravens
you lose Micah Parsons, too, so that's tough.
Yeah, Rich, the Ravens getting back to 500.
Ravens are 7-7, and if Miami wins tonight, you'll have 3 7-7 teams, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore, that we were just talking about. But I think the team that's getting no love, I think it's almost like a George Bush, what is it? Fool me once, shame on you. Won't get fooled again.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
I feel like I don't want to be fooled that Trevor Lawrence and the Jags are good.
Are you ready for some football?
And I think they're really good. They're not just winning now. Now they're beating teams. And
Trevor Lawrence had a game.
He might have his best game of his entire career.
5 tutties and 330 yards, something like that. 48 points they put up against the Jets.
You ever see
they clobbered them.
My analogy would be, you ever see a college football game where some dinky low division team somehow at halftime is like tied with Georgia or Alabama like this? Like, my God, it's 10-10 at halftime, and then Alabama ends up winning 42-10. I feel the analogy there would be the AFC South. When Indianapolis was so far ahead of everybody, we're like, man, Indianapolis. And there were people saying, like, is Daniel Jones going to the Super Bowl? And I know he's injured and he's out. But very quickly, they're in third place. Houston's defense looks ridiculously, frightening. And Jacksonville is scoring points. Like, they were, and one time this season, everyone in the network, not just us, like the experts, like the Collins and DPs of the world will be like, man, are the Colts for real? The Colts are in third place and they're not going to make the playoffs. It happens fast. A couple weeks go by, Covino, and it's over. And right now, we talked about the teams that Buffalo could be and should be scared of.
Mm-hmm.
Another wild card team, unless they somehow catch up, I think Houston.
Oh, yeah. Their defense is insane.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just streaking, you know. Hey, and by the way, such a crazy weekend and so many big injuries. You saw Patrick Mahomes hobbling off, getting a second opinion. We heard Dan Byer talk about that. But I saw a meme, so it has to be true.
Of course.
In regards to Mahomes, Minshew at the end of the game, it'll be the first playoff without Brady, Manning, or Mahomes since 1998. Ooh. That's crazy if you let that sink in. It's timestamp. That's when I graduated college. So those names have dominated the NFL for that long.
Wow. A playoffs without them is wild. That you're talking about, the late 90s when a lot of us were in high school and college.
Late 1900s.
You were doing lewd shots in beer keg stands. The last time one of those three guys was not on a postseason team, which is wild.
And speaking of timestamps, on this day, Rich, 1992, 33 years ago, The Chronic, Dr. Dre came out. Just throwing that out there. Makes you say,
Now, so many more observations, and we'll take your feedback next. We'll wrap up the phone calls. Then we're going to play Last One Standing, give away some prizes, and we'll talk some NBA for a second, too, because it happened. OKC lost, and to who? We talked about it last week. If there's a team that was going to beat them, was it Wemby and the Spurs? and bam, it happened. So we'll talk a little NBA, NFL, and a baseball observation as well. So more coming up. CNR on FSR. Monday. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
yes! We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
Dolphins and Steelers wrap up Week 15 tonight. Pittsburgh running back Jaylen Warren was added to the injury report with an illness. He's questionable. Dolphins, with a loss, would be eliminated from the AFC playoff picture. Kickoff 8:15 Eastern Time. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he tore the ACL in his left knee in yesterday's loss to the Broncos. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said today that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is getting a second opinion on his left knee. Doctors yesterday said that Mahomes suffered an ACL tear in that loss to the Chargers. The Commanders are shutting down quarterback Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. He will not play in their final 3 games because of his elbow injury. The New York Jets today fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Colts head coach Shane Steichen says that Phillip Rivers will be their starter for Week 16 at quarterback against the Niners on Monday Night Football. Steichen also said quarterback Anthony Richardson has been medically cleared to return from his orbital fracture. Dylan Raiola and DJ Legway in the transfer portal.
Yo, Monday.
That's us. CNR on FSR.
Hey.
And I'm just throwing this out there, planting a little holiday seed. We'll be filling in for Dan Patrick a bunch of dates around the holidays. So listen out and look out for your boys, Covino and Rich. Remember, even if you missed a show, everything's at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube or wherever you stream your podcasts.
Hey, watch us live now. We're having fun on a Monday. Let's go.
Not bad after a long-ass weekend. So anyway, hope you guys had a great one. Hope all your teams won. We have a lot to get to this hour. Last one standing, giving away prizes. But first and first, mostly like we always do, we rock it out into the holiday, into the Hanukkah, into the week. Let's go. Now, every Olympic dream starts with the first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com. Now, we're wrapping up things that made you go, We'll wrap up with your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. Any observations you made over the weekend
Well, I did
in the world of
say
sports and entertainment?
Before the break, are we understating that the Jaguars figured it out? Because Jacksonville's always been it's always been a team since the days of
But we also understated how bad Trevor Lawrence was leading up to this. He always got away with it. And I think it's just, that's just how we view the Jaguars, I guess.
I mean, if you want to go back to they've won 5 in a row. One of those was an overtime win against the Cardinals. Other than that, where it's they snuck by there.
Yeah, but he had a weekend.
The other Jags wins over the last month plus, they whooped the Chargers. They whooped the Titans. They whooped the Colts. And then yesterday they whooped the Jets. We're talking about dominating performances by that offense. And, they're putting up a lot of points. And I just think we can't sleep on them because they'll likely win the division unless Houston catches up. But as of right now, if you ask me, they're a team that, I wouldn't be shocked if they surprised, in the first round or so of the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going all the way, but Jags look good. Danny G, the Jags they're not fun to talk about, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I think you mentioned how they blew out the Chargers a few weeks back. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to talk about teams that maybe have gotten it together, you got to throw the Chargers in there and your boy Phillip Rivers, because with that cast on his non-throwing hand. He's helped the Chargers win a couple of close ones in a row, and they now look like they're on the right path.
You subconsciously said Phillip Rivers, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I get it. He's on the mind. And you're like,
Yeah.
The Justin Herbert, you mean the guy that I called a jerk all last week?
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, DB?
I was just going to say, you're talking about the Jaguars, and when you look at what they've done in this 5-game win streak, 6, 24, 3, 19, and 20. That's how much their defense has given up. So, there's also an uptick in the Jaguars' defense, in addition to Trevor Lawrence playing better. Danny knows this. The trade deadline wasn't a big splash, but Jacoby Myers was traded to Jacksonville.
Gave him another target.
Exactly. And he's been able to come on. Brian Thomas, who had a really slow start to the season, now more of a factor. So everything kind of rising in Jacksonville.
Maybe that's the benefit of playing in Jacksonville. Gave the chance for Trevor Lawrence to
a little more leeway,
grow.
a little more runway.
A lot more runway, because if that was anywhere else, he would have been counted out probably already.
Talk about a primo game this Sunday. Not to jump ahead schedule watching. We're not there yet. But Jags, Broncos at Mile High. Talk about a test for the Jags. Like, that's, to me, because if you lose that game, then you're putting yourself in a position to let Houston catch you, because Houston's playing great as well. So a couple teams in the AFC South that we weren't like talking about much because they're not really that sexy, but the Texans and the Jags are silently both going to make the playoffs.
Can I throw 2 shout-outs out there?
Please do.
As we wrap up things that made you go, We all recognized it, but I'm not sure we really celebrated it. The fact that Dick Van Dyke turned 100 over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yo, that makes me go, like, what is that guy
Have you seen
up to?
the viral video of him just doing that like dance where he looks like a rubber band?
Oh,
but
back in
people
the
are
day?
people are putting like hip hop songs to it.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah, it's the best.
Dick Van Dyke's got moves.
That dude's so positive, though, but 100 years old, that's incredible.
Can we talk about one other old guy really quick? You haven't mentioned Trump in the coin toss.
Dude, not only Trump in a coin toss, Trump in his weird tweet about Rob Reiner today makes me say,
But that Army-Navy game, I watch it every year, and it looked like the coin was foreign to him. Like he had never ever even seen anybody. Yeah, like he had never even seen anyone, flip a coin.
Did it not even flip?
No,
though?
it didn't flip. It just went straight up and straight down.
That's so random and so weird.
Donald
but yeah.
Trump, he doesn't hold coins. He's a billionaire, millionaire. Coins.
It was a memorable coin flip.
Yeah, he has no loose change, that guy.
Come on.
And speaking of old guys, Rob Reiner passed away, and his wife.
Well, not passed
over the
away,
weekend.
got murdered.
Oh yeah,
so there's a big
know.
difference. Like passed away is like old guy.
But that whole
like,
story in itself is like, what? Oh my god!
I'm not to get all serious
Makes me say,
not all the details have come out yet, but they're insinuating his son. I saw a story that
presumably murdered them, and he's on a $4 million bail right now. They have him in custody. Nick Reiner.
To me, the part of that story, obviously besides the murder, that made me go, what? Was that Rob Reiner and his wife and their son, who is the alleged murderer, were all at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party on Saturday night, and allegedly there was a big fight at that party, and people saw him fighting with the parents. And then you got to wonder how Conan feels knowing that one of the last moments before this kid may have murdered them was at his Christmas party.
I mean, I'm sure he was talking to lots of people at that party. You almost feel odd.
Like anyone that was there was I guess there's probably going to be a lot of weird, like, yeah, what if I would have talked to that kid and calmed him down or something? I'm sure there's got to be weird feelings for anyone that was there.
Very strange story. Definitely makes us say, But yeah, a legendary filmmaker. Yeah, Meathead. Poor Meathead. That's a horrible story.
Well,
definitely makes me say,
One basketball thing that made me go, Danny, they've lost their second game. By 2. It was a close game, but OKC fell to the Spurs. So if you're interested in
they had to lose another game eventually.
I mean, if you and if they're going to lose to the Spurs seems apropos because they are another young emerging great team. Wemby was back in action and
he put up some a nice stat line: 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 assists.
And if there's going to be a team that competes, a young emerging team like the Spurs might be it. And now the Spurs take on the Knicks tomorrow night. If you're interested at all, the NBA Cup Finals, 2 18-7 teams, the Spurs and the Knicks tomorrow night. Worth watching on a Tuesday night when what else is on a Tuesday?
That Claire Danes show. I'm going to be watching that tonight.
It's really good.
But you know what else I saw over the weekend, too? Made me say, I'm on the treadmill. And once things get in your algorithm, you're stuck there for a minute.
And probably will be for life.
No, just all these Fernando Mendoza clips. and just how likable he really is. And when you play for someone or play with someone that likable, you run through a wall for that guy. And you can see how all his teammates rally around him. They all come to support him. And it's really cool to see what he is doing for Hispanic quarterbacks and putting them on the map, even though they've been there before. But he's really proud to be Cuban. He's addressing his family members in Spanish. Just such a likable kid, man.
Yeah, but can he call his mom mommy? He's a grown man.
Yeah, but mommy, meaning mommy. This Cuban, dude. He's Cuban. Mommy and papi. It's not mama.
I think
it's because he speaks Spanish, you bonehead.
No, you call him mommy.
Yeah, M-A-M-I, meaning mommy and papi.
No,
mommy.
He speaks Spanish.
Mommy.
But, he's out there saying that he wants to make this a dream, a possible reality for any Hispanic kid out there. And I think that's really cool because he shouts out Jim Plunkett. It's few and far between. Jeff Garcia, Tony Romo, Mark Sanchez, and now Cuban Fernando Mendoza sweeping the nation by storm, man.
See a guy that
just so likable.
DB, let me ask you.
Makes me say,
You're a guy with a little more insight on this. Is Mendoza a dude that folks are thinking is a high draft pick or one of those guys that, is a mid-rounder type?
Yeah, there's odds right now that he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
So people believe in this kid that much.
Dude, because of his IQ, though. So, again, I'm in this algorithm. You're hearing him talk about the game. Who was it that broke the game down insanely? Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp?
Wasn't it Cooper Kupp?
Yes, I believe so.
He's next level with game breakdown, this dude. So maybe that's part of it.
I say that because I know that when you win the Heisman and you're on a team that's competing for the national championship, that automatically has eyes on you. But we've seen quarterbacks go from, they're going to be a first 5 pick to falling down the draft board. We've seen it many a times. But as of right now, some projections at number 1. Thank you, Dan Byer. I was curious because, sometimes a guy could be in that position and then the needs of teams and the position of the draft. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, right off of winning the Heisman, I'm sure the odds are in that way. When he goes through the entire eval process, we'll find out more. It's not that he's looked at as a generational talent.
And that's what I was saying. Like, because if you're not a big college football guy, you know his name because of what he's done, but it's not a guy we've been talking about for years, and the playoff still is happening. What if he gets crushed in the playoffs, and then, let's say at the combine, he doesn't look that
Sure.
Yeah. But as of now, they're saying first rounder.
I'm not even getting that deep, Rich. I'm just saying I'm late to the party on how likable this young man really is, and I'm rooting for him.
Mama.
Nice to see. Mommy. Not mommy, like mommy. Mommy, because he's a Cuban kid.
I did it,
Mommy. Fool. I know he looks like a white Irish kid to you, but he's Cubano.
Mommy.
Well, then, and the Heisman runner-up, Diego Pavia, also Latin American from Vanderbilt, and he made some news over the weekend because he said, F all you Heisman voters, because he was so competitive about wanting to win the trophy. He was very emotional afterwards, and then he apologized later.
That can rub people the right and wrong way, Danny. People could say, what a competitive dude, just needs to mature. But then you could say,
he wanted it.
It's like the equivalent of write the draft, Danny, don't send the email. Write the tweet, draft, don't send it out.
Better left unsent and unsaid.
That's true.
All right, so those are our observations.
Speaking of mommy and daddy.
Yeah. Mama.
Have you seen this trend where women are supposed to call their husband daddy in front of their teenage kids to see if they cringe?
No, I haven't seen that.
You got teenage kids, do this. It makes them want to vomit.
All right.
Like they're Josh Allen on the sideline.
There you go.
All right.
Speaking of trends, our boy Sebastian Maniscalco, who makes fun of me, ma, and pipa, mommy and daddy. Sebastian says, I got this prank, a holiday prank. And what he does, he goes to Christmas parties, and he leaves a framed photo of him and his family at the party, like somewhere hidden. Which is kind of funny because, a few weeks later, that family's like, wait a second, where did this come from? Not a bad idea if you're going to a holiday party this week.
All right. Hey, I think there we have it. You want to take one last call, Danny?
Yeah, your boy Andy in Rhode Island.
Yeah, what's up, Andy? How are you, man?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Paisan.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, fellas?
Hey, man.
So, over the weekend, I was sitting back watching Home Alone with the kids, another Christmas Day classic.
Yep.
And we're watching the scene where Kevin gets into it with Buzz. The soda spills, everyone's upset. his dad goes to clean up the mess. In that mess, Kevin's ticket is within the napkins, and he ends up throwing it out in the trash. And I was just frozen because I said to myself, this entire time, Kevin, his ticket was thrown away in the trash. And when they did the head count, it didn't even matter anyway because the ticket agent at the gate went ahead and just counted 11 tickets and let him in. I never knew that until this weekend.
There's a lot of things you realize as an adult, like in the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Throughout the movie, there's all these little kid elves looking at him like he's the next guy. But you don't notice that when you're a kid. So, in other words, when Santa falls off the roof in that movie, he was just sort of quitting his job.
And Tim Allen became the new Santa.
Tim Allen became the new Santa. But it was all premeditated. I didn't pick up on that when I was. I never really was a big fan of that, but I didn't notice that until I saw some clips about it this weekend.
Can I give you my hottest Home Alone, my hot Home Alone take?
Sure.
Because, and it's not that the second one's better than the first one. We all know that they're both really good.
Oh, the pigeon lady is Piers Morgan? I didn't know that either. The pigeon lady is really Piers Morgan.
Look at them side by side. He's right. No. I don't understand the McAllister family. Even one bit.
What do you mean? Buzz was the man.
For thinking that Buzz wasn't the biggest jerk of all time. Like, they're at a school assembly.
Buzz had a hot girlfriend.
Buzz is putting the candles on Kevin's head, phantom drumming, air drumming on Kevin's head, and then humiliates Kevin McAllister in front of the whole school and church. And then Kevin turns out, he's like, what are you doing? Pushes him. And the whole thing is blamed on Kevin when Buzz is the worst.
And he just looks like he's the worst.
And then Buzz
How do they not automatically assume he did it?
And then Buzz goes in front of his family. And he's like, family, I want to apologize and everything. And then he looks at Kevin. He's like, what is it, like trout sniffer or something? And then Kevin reasonably is like, how can you fall for this, you idiots? And they're like, Kevin, I don't get why Buzz was in the right at all.
I think that's just part of the charm of the movie.
I know, but I
Look
think,
what you did, you little jerk.
Well, and by the way, it's like, you leave your kid at home twice. Are we calling...
You're such a disease.
Are we calling Child Protective Services at some point on the McAllisters?
Well, enjoy your Christmas classics and happy Hanukkah. If you have any other last words and observations this weekend, hit us up, because otherwise we're playing a game next.
What type of work did the McAllisters do? Do you see the house they have? And they were able to treat all those family members to a trip to France for the holidays?
Wasn't the dad working with Tony Soprano?
Had to be doing something, Spotty. He had to be doing something.
Waste management.
And the brother, remember the brother in Home Alone 2 had like just an abandoned 3-story like apartment in New York City, which is probably what, $10 million. So the McAllisters
Needed some work though.
The McAllisters are doing some shady stuff. That's all I'm saying. All right, well, coming up, we got to play a game. We're going to give away some prizes. We're going to play Last One Standing. We'll get ready for Monday Night Football tonight as the Steelers try to keep pace with the Ravens, and Miami tries to keep their playoffs hope alive. And you got to ask yourself, has Mike McDaniel saved his job? We'll discuss all coming up. CNR right here on FSR. Yeah, buddy boy. What do you want to talk about? Some TCL TVs.
Quick timeout. Holiday upgrade check. Are you still watching the games on that old small TV? Need binoculars? If you are, you're only seeing about half the game, and everyone's talking about you behind your back.
Iowa Sam brings up a great point.
What's up with Frank and his weak-ass TV?
Iowa Sam, really smart of you. Sam goes, hey, listen, if we're going to all hang, if the show's going to get together and watch Jake Paul on Friday night, he goes, can you wheel out a second TCL TV so that we could also watch the college football playoff? And I'm like, there you go, Sammy. You're thinking. So, listen, if you have friends over, you're watching the game, you're watching the fight, of course, watching the NFL on Sundays, you need TCL on your side. The QM8Q QD Mini LED, the real MVP. Ultimate brightness, black levels for the ultimate experience. Picture so clear, you could taste the turf.
And it's not just football. It's Home Alone and the McAllisters and Buzz. You could see Buzz. You can see the Santa Claus.
You can see his girlfriend. Woof.
Woof. Cinematic experience. Games feel smoother. And yes, the in-laws will notice. Everybody notices.
Here's the play. Holiday savings off select TCL TVs. Go premium with the QM8K, brilliant picture, huge sound, the ultimate choice. Or the versatile QM6K for an elevated game day experience.
Don't overthink it. Lock in the ultimate experiences with epic savings and undeniable bragging rights all season long. Get it while supplies last.
Why don't you brag about it? TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL. Find TCL at all major retailers. TCL, bigger, brighter, better holidays. Select models, limited time. See all major retailers for details. I'll tell you this. What we love and look forward to every year, NFL is king. We love the report cards. When the players get together and they judge the teams based on facilities, how they treat their families, the workout room, travel. It's their way of being like, yo, I'm going to blind survey the place I work at, and you can't stop me. And did you see the latest? The NFL owners want to put a stop to this.
Yeah, they said enough of the report cards. In fact, owners like Woody Johnson, they're trying to diminish the credibility of it. They're saying it's bogus, actually. That's the quote, right? It's all bogus.
Yeah, the Jets owner is leading the way. And
well, you know who wants to stop it?
He was graded with an F.
The weak-ass owners want to stop it. Like, if Danny, if there was a list and you were ranked high on it, you'd love the list. If there was a list and you were ranked low on it, you'd be like, bunk list. So I get it.
That is true. Every time they come out with like talk radio lists, we're usually on them, but never like where we want to be. So we're like, they stink. But if we were number one, we're like, hell yeah.
You just made the list.
Yeah, baby, we're on the list number one.
If there was like some weak-ass made-up list of like top Latino broadcasters, and it was like number 4, Steve Covino, he'd be like, this is a great list.
Not bad. Yeah, I should be top 3, but yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So your thoughts
you on the list?
Your thoughts on the list. Are you on the list? I think this is really cool. I love the player surveys. That you could say it's petty and BS because a lot of times it's spiteful. But remember the players survey and Caitlin Clark ranked low, and it's like, oh, what a bunch of jealous biatches.
Well, there's a lot involved. The facility, like you said, how they treat their kids.
But I'm saying not
how
just
they
in,
welcome their families.
Not
all
just
these
in
things.
The NFL. I'm saying all these player surveys in all sports would be like, who do you find the most overrated in the NBA? And it's like, whoa, that's the sentiment among your peers. I feel like peer surveys do hold a little clout to me. You might think, wow, is there much thought put into it? I like these surveys because, for instance, even though the Chiefs are a dynasty that have dominated, remember they had some Fs?
Yeah, I remember.
For like
and you know what?
Player medical care.
Yeah, like so
for us, it's great fodder, great things to talk about, and it's fun to speculate. So of course we're gonna love it. I could see how it rubs the NFL and the owners the wrong way. Think about it. You're spending so much money on these dudes, and then they come back. This is how you thank me with an F on the report card? It's got to sting a little bit from their perspective.
Well, I'll give you an example.
But I do believe there's a nugget of truth to it.
If we gave Fox Sports Radio rankings based on places we've worked, I know where I would grade it high and where I'd grade it low. Maybe
we used to get free snacks at other jobs.
I was going to say
number 5.
I remember there were jobs. There were jobs. I'll give you where we worked. SNY in New York, which was the Mets and Jets
snack wall.
There was a free snack wall.
We had a snack wall, man.
And I remember thinking,
we all got fat too from that.
Yeah,
snack
I was going to
wall.
say, Rich, it's good that we don't have that at Fox Sports
we
Radio.
were like taking Sun Chips home with us, man. In a way, all right. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I'll be Keanu Reeves. When you think about it, it's a bit hypocritical. If they were to ask you, what would you do? What would you do? Because it is anonymous, crappy feedback. It's like if you're on social media, don't you look down on the jabroni who chimes in anonymously with some heavy criticism? It's like, if you're going to say something rude and critical, you should own up to it. Like, it's very cowardly to do it anonymously like that.
Well, I think in this case they have to, but the NFLPA, they stick up for themselves, and they've even recently, the survey process has been enhanced. They are including third-party perspectives, they say, to ensure a comprehensive evaluation of each team's workplace standards.
I get it, and I do think it's interesting, and I do believe there's truth to it. But like Rich said before, there are disgruntled people for whatever reason. There are people who are just jerks. And as a radio show, Rich, do you give more credibility to the person who owns up to who he is? There's pictures of him and his family on social media, and he's like, Rich Davis sucks. That hurts and means a lot more than someone anonymous with no picture profile whatsoever, and he's like, Rich sucks. It just does. You know what I mean? So I think anonymous criticism is far more cowardly. And if you want to look at it that way, it's easy to say some negative stuff when you don't have to own up to it. Thoughts and prayers to all the lives lost in Australia over the weekend. That was terrible. And, of course, Rob Reiner and his wife. Horrible story. Ugh. And Carl Carlton, singer of She's a Bad Mamma Jamma, passed away at 72. No cause of death disclosed at the moment, but had a stroke in 2019, so battling health issues, but we dedicate the song to Mrs. Claus because behind every great man is a great woman. She's a bad mamma jamma.
You said it, buddy.
Happy holidays.
Hey, and as Smokey Robinson once said,
Happy Chinooka.
Happy.
I have no idea what Chinooka is, but happy Chinooka because they said so.
Because
happy
they said so. Thank you,
because
Smokey.
Yes, because he said so.
Happy Chinooka.
And speaking of that whole Motown sound that Smokey Robinson's famous for, I believe Carl Carlton was a Detroit guy. I'm pretty certain he was. He also sang Everlasting Love, the cover song. So anyway, happy holidays from your boys Covino and Rich and Danny G and Sam and Spot on the videos. Covino and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We're streaming live so you could hear or watch what you hear later on. Send it to a friend. Check it out. Be part of our games, part of the show. And, of course, Dan Byers on standby waiting to kick some ass because we're about to play a game.
You know how there's rule changes in all sports, and most of the time people resist at first, and eventually, you're like, oh, that was a good rule change. Like
Isn't that how it always is?
We talked to baseball, a lot of great rule changes.
You know how bad I hated the new iPhone update, and now I love it? We all hate change. It's really
and then
as simple as that. Yeah.
I was going to say, could we all say that at this point, the college football playoff expanded, whereas, like, not just a couple teams playing for a championship, because it used to be, hey, here's a champion. Then it was, all right, we're going to have a game. Then it was a 4-game thing. The fact that we actually have a legit bracket, does anyone hate it? Because I think it's great. Because
there's always a few.
I think it takes the casual college fan to a level of interest. Like, you're not interested now to see how these top teams match up?
For sure. We'll be watching come Friday.
So there you have it. And you know what? I think without any further ado, you want to get into this?
Let's do it. It's getting late early, man.
Every Monday, last one standing. Let's go.
You have 5 seconds to battle for your sports trivia life.
Man. Oh. I don't got it.
Put your electronic devices down and pick your sports knowledge up. It's CNR's Last One Standing.
Last one standing.
All right, I have 4 categories ready to go. If needed, a tiebreaker. Each contestant gets 5 seconds to stay alive in the round. If you run out of time or answer incorrectly, Iowa Sam takes you out with his famous buzzer.
No.
Do not want to hear that.
You wouldn't. Isn't that the John Ramos buzzer?
We keep battling until you are the last one standing. If you win 2 of the rounds, you are the top dog. Here are the contestants. 11-time winner Steve Covino right over there. Next to him, 17-time winner Rich Davis.
Wow.
Man, you've been streaking, dude.
Please save your wows for Dan Byer, who's the leader in the clubhouse. 37 times.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
There you go.
This guy.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna go to the studio lines right now. Playing for a CNR Turbo Nerf football, James in Virginia was the first through. What up, James?
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, too. Let's go.
Same to you, brother. What do you do for a living there in Virginia?
I drive a big brown truck around.
Ooh, nice.
You can call me Santa Claus.
Busy this time of year.
What can Brown do for you?
Spotty is the fact checker during this game.
I hate it.
Hey, by the way,
a lot of anxiety over there.
Can I say this, Danny G? Coming up in radio, we all started driving radio vehicles, station vans, and stuff like that, right? My boss was really adamant about if the UPS truck is clean, our station vehicle has to be clean. That was just a rule we lived by.
Words to live by.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. By the way, the clock is going to start as soon as I say your name, and Spot will check the answers here. First category, half decade, whole lot of winning. You have 5 seconds to name an NFL team that has the best winning percentage over the past 5 years. NFL team, best winning percentage over the past 5 years. We'll take the top 16. Covino, you are up first, starting right now. Go.
Get the Chiefs out of the way.
The Chiefs, number 2 with 706.
Rich.
Let's get the Buffalo Bills out the way.
Number 1, 726.
Buyer.
Eagles.
Eagles, number 3, 671.
James.
Ravens.
Ravens, number 5, 624.
Covino.
All right, let's go Cowboys.
Cowboys, number 7, 606.
Rich.
The 49ers.
Number 6, 612.
Buyer.
Packers.
Packers, number 4, 629.
James.
The Rams.
Rams, number 9, 576.
Good pull. Covino.
Man, that was mine.
3, 2, 1.
Vikings.
Vikings are on the list right under the wire at 576.
Staying alive. Rich. 3, 2,
The Texans.
1.
Not on the list.
Sorry, buddy. All right, Buyer.
I wrote them down, Rich, so cross them off. I'm going to say, no, it's a good guess. That was Buccaneers.
Bucks, yes, number 8, 588.
James.
Chargers.
Number 12, 565.
Really?
Yeah. Covino. 3, 2, 1.
Saints.
Not on the list.
I just threw it out there.
Buyer.
Lions.
Lions
good one.
are on the list at 13 with 559.
Man, I thought there was a couple bad ones mixed in there with the Lions. Good one, DB.
Right, back to James.
Steelers.
Steelers are on the list at 14 with 554.
Man,
the other one that I
such
had
a good
written
one.
down.
Because Tomlin's never had a losing record.
Back to Buyer.
I'm going to go Bengals.
You would be correct at 15 with number 548.
Really good pull. James.
Dolphins.
They are right at the bottom at 16 of our list with 536. That means there's one more left, DB.
Seahawks.
That would be it.
Yeah.
We've completed the list.
All right, that means Buyer and James both get a point there.
Okay, we'll do it. There you go.
Congrats,
All right,
guys.
Both
Very
on the
impressive.
board. Yes.
Great
Good
round.
job, man. Great round. All right, so Buyer, James, both on the board. We move to the second category. Bring them out. Bring them out. You have 5 seconds to name an NBA team who leads the league in total attendance so far this season.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Total attendance so far this season. And some of this list is based, by the way, on how many home games the team has had so far. So think about that. All right, NBA teams lead the league in total attendance. We'll take the top 15. James, you're going to be up first right now. Go.
Oklahoma City.
Thunder, number 13.
DB.
Knicks.
Knicks at number 4 have 277,368.
Rich.
All the numbers.
The Lakers.
Lakers are on the list at. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are
top
they?
15.
Where am I? Yeah, they're there. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
All good. Covino.
The Spurs.
Spurs. Not on the list.
What?
Wait.
Wembanyama's not
Yeah.
selling tickets? I find that hard to believe.
All right, back to James.
Bulls are on the list at number 12.
Good bowl. Buyer.
Warriors.
Warriors, not on the list.
Wow.
Not in the top 15. Rich.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Did someone say Celtics?
No.
You did.
Celtics.
Celtics, not on the list.
Are you sure they're not on it?
The list I have, no.
Wow.
All right.
I went based on. I'm gonna double check this list. Hang on.
Well, to Danny's point, there may be not enough home games.
Right.
Yes.
You know.
I get it.
So with such a short sample size, if someone played 2 more home games than another team,
hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, some on the list have 11 home games, whereas a couple other teams have 16.
see, but then this is a bunk question with no
really.
validity. Unless you know, you know what team has played more home or away games after the first.
Well, isn't that part of the game?
Yeah, you should know that, Rich.
It's not. It's a bad question.
Educated guesses.
All right, we'll go to the third category. How
Next
about
question.
that?
Well,
Next question.
No,
it's a bad question, but you can finish it out.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
finish
just
it.
because we got eliminated doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think James was the last one.
Then you know what? Give him a prize, but let's play one more round.
That's what I was saying.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right,
Good job, James.
Third category.
James, it's like you got in the postseason.
By the way, the Cavs #1. They had the most games.
But you got in the postseason, but you had to wait to see another team lose
The
in the
Mavericks.
clubhouse.
Wow.
Cavs and Mavs.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Third category, money to maneuver. You have 5 seconds to name an NFL team who has the highest estimated cap space going into the 2026 season, according to Spot Track. Going to take the top 16.
Let's say this one more time, Denny. I'm sorry. All right.
Money to maneuver.
Okay.
Rich doesn't like this one. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
No, but the other one. But you can get my point. The last one, there was no rhyme or reason. That's all. I like questions that are based on like
Not if
skill.
There's still rhyme or reason to
Yeah, if you know the schedule a
total
little bit.
attendance. Yeah.
No one
Next
knows how
question.
many home. Anyway, forget it. Who knows that?
NBA
That's
fans
BS.
know.
No one knows that. Okay,
boy.
go on.
All right. You have 5 seconds to name an NFL team who has the highest
NFL.
estimated cap space going into 2026.
Okay.
We'll take the top 16. Covino, you're up first, starting right now.
Hates this.
Go.
The Bengals.
Bengals are at #4 with 110,000.
Good job, Rich.
Raiders.
Raiders are at #3 with 116,000.
Buyer, million.
Sorry, million. Sorry.
Jets.
Sorry, Jets. Jets #2, 118 million.
On a roll, James.
Commanders.
Commanders at #6 with 94 million.
Covino.
Anyone see the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go, hold on. The Saints.
Saints, not on the list.
Oh, man. Twice with the Saints.
It's Saint Your Day.
Yes.
Damn,
Good
you
one.
ain't. Rich.
Titans.
Saint my game.
Titans are at #1 with 120 million.
#1, buyer.
What about the Giants?
Giants, not on the list.
James.
Patriot.
Patriots are on the list at 10 with 58 million.
Nice. Rich.
They got a double buzzer there?
3.
I'm going to go Arizona.
Little overlap.
Says Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, I know. Not on the list.
Oh, okay. So James
James
officially
wins.
wins
It is.
this
Hey,
game.
James, you know what? Fair.
Boom.
He won, period.
I know. He officially, officially wins.
Ball to the bam. When's the last time a calling contestant won last one standing?
It's been a minute.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah. James, congratulations. We did get one shipment in today. Spotty, can you explain?
What?
The mailman came here and
The things are on their way. I don't know. It's just like, they'll be here. And you'll get them when they're here.
The big box of CNR
No
koozies.
explanation necessary.
The big,
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
well, half of our shipment came. We're waiting for the football
Merry
still.
Christmas.
But the big box of koozies came in, so almost there.
Just in time for Chinooka.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but happy Chinooka.
Great job, James. Appreciate it, man. The game that's sweeping the nation, last one standing. It's tough.
Can I ask a question on the heels of the last one? What were the answers? Because I was going on rookie quarterbacks.
Same, and then I realized I messed up with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, but your
then
Titans one was a good guess.
I was very confident
Had
with
that written down. Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah. So what were the answers, Spot? Do you
You
have
want
it?
the rest? So we had Chargers at 5 with 110 million.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no other big
Rams at 7 with 92 million. Seahawks at 8 with 83 million. Steelers at 9 with 66 million.
Yes.
That rounds out the top 10.
There it is. not my train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of teams that hadn't had to give a quarterback a big deal yet, and then I realized I messed up with Kyler Murray. But hey, good one. That was a good question. Now the one before it, I will debate all day.
Would you like the answers to that too, Dan?
Well, you know why? It would almost be like being like, hey, Dan Byer, name me the stadiums that have the best churros in sports.
Probably LA.
Yeah, but it's also because
There's
it's also
no
your
stat.
guess.
There's no stat on
There's also-
churros. There's
also-
stat on
Yeah, I'm
total
going to go with
attendance.
a couple of the Texas arenas.
Maybe Arizona,
probably
maybe Southern
the
California.
Arizona,
But the
probably
guess
Southern
is part of the
California.
game.
El
You're not
Paso.
gonna
They
know
don't have a team. Who
everything.
cares?
Did you know all the cap space, or did you just make a guess?
No,
after a
but
while?
what Dan Byer's saying, there's an educated guess there. There's no educated guess with the other question.
There is if you know some of the schedule. If you
Yeah,
follow
if you know
the
the
NBA,
schedule.
just because you don't follow
Yeah,
the
but nobody
NBA as
follows
closely.
The only thing people know are the Grammy road trips that the Lakers would have, or the rodeo trip
Yeah, I mean,
the Spurs have.
come on.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
DB.
anyway, thank you, Dan.
DB's got
Byer,
an update.
thank you, Danny G.
Let's go to DB. And Dan Byer, I don't want to dictate your update, but I'm seeing right now, Devontae Adams against your Seahawks on Thursday. Looks like there may be some doubt there, huh?
There looked to be serious doubt from Sean McVay yesterday. I don't know if they're in the next, if anything popped up in the last 5 minutes. I don't know what you saw. It just popped across. I did not see. Yeah, I don't have anything right now on Devontae Adams, but head coach Sean McVay did say yesterday that it wasn't great. Just put it that way.
Short
but didn't
week,
want
it doesn't work to his advantage
Sure.
if you're playing 3.5 days.
Also, Seahawks left tackle Charles Cross went down on the field goal that won them the game. And that really wasn't noted. And so Mike McDonald was asked about it today, and he just kind of did the same thing that Sean McVay did, alluding to, but the message was not, he'll be there Thursday.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth.
But that's big if that's a game of interest, which it very much is. That's a battle of the year for the NFC West right there.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of home schedule, the Seahawks' last home game of the regular season. So
there you go.
Moving on.
I bet you they have the best attendance because of
fewer games this time.
Yeah,
I think they only had the 8, right? Yeah. All right, we got some Saturday football coming up in the NFL. Packers and Bears are one of the matchups in Chicago. Green Bay not going to have Micah Parsons, obviously because of the torn ACL suffered yesterday against Denver. Wide receiver Christian Watson's status, that's up in the air. He was checked out at a Denver hospital after leaving the game in the second half with an upper body injury, but all of the tests came back negative. There's a chance he could play against Chicago in Week 16. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid did tell reporters that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is going to Dallas to seek a second opinion on the surgery required to repair the torn ACL in his left knee. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor said Joe Burrow will remain their starting quarterback for the rest of the season, despite being eliminated from playoff contention. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn announced he has fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Steelers added running back Jalen Warren to the injury report for tonight's contest against Miami. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson's been medically cleared to return to practice. Phillip Rivers going to start in Week 16 for Indy. Texans defensive tackle Mario Edwards ruptured his pec on Sunday and is out for the season. Sesame Street helped raise all of us. Now it's our turn. Donate this holiday season at sesame.org because the world needs Sesame and Sesame needs you. Bunch of quarterbacks heading to the transfer portal in college football, including Nebraska QB Dylan Raiola and Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. Former Oklahoma head football coach Bob Stoops is retiring from coaching. He's coached in the XFL, UFL the past couple of seasons. Guys, Scotty Scheffler, PGA Tour Player of the Year for the 4th straight year. Back to you.
Yeah.
Dan
you, Dan.
Byer. Thanks, buddy. Now, for over 40 years, a reminder that our buddies at Tire Rack, they've been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. You almost had to call Tire Rack today, but you were able to patch up your tire.
Yeah.
Someone either in Covino's neighborhood, Danny G, hates him, or he just has bad luck running over nails.
What do you drive through a junkyard? I
Seriously,
saw that.
Yeah, it was a big nail, and I had a flat coming into work
Can
today.
I tell you what Covino did just to embarrass him because we were good at doing that to each other?
What'd I do?
To try to make it to his next destination before the tire went totally flat, he put a piece of duct tape over his tire and then
No, it
nailed.
was Gorilla Tape.
Gorilla
bro.
Tape.
Yeah, Gorilla Tape.
I don't think
forget those ducks.
Forget the ducks. Gorilla Tape. All right, we got more CNR and some NFL. We'll go over tonight's game and a couple if you wins coming up in Week 16. So all that and more right here, Covino and Rich.
Livy Dunn's buns in the sun.
Yeah, well, I just was doing my research for the show.
Yeah, well, apparently she's in Hawaii vacationing with future Yankee, her boyfriend, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh
If he
Pirates.
goes to the Yankees, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Livy Dunn bought a place in New York City, but she is a model and gymnast and all social media.
On. Not only did she buy a place in New York City, he's also been telling his teammates, that's a true story, apparently. He's been telling teammates that he wants to play in New York.
They denied that.
I mean, those are rumors, but I believe them.
Who started that rumor? Austin Wells?
Me.
Who started that rumor? Anthony Volpe?
His teammates.
Oh, no, his teammates.
He made it very clear, like, this isn't the place to be. This is where superstars go to die. I want to play in New York.
Well, Livy Dunn, the headline is Toasting Buns in the Sun on Hawaiian Vacation with Paul Skeens. And there you go. If you watch it on the YouTube, buns are out. Sun's out, buns out. And Covino and I disagree on one major thing here. When you're with your wife or girlfriend or whoever you're dating, whoever you're with, Covino's way anti-booty out.
Well, hold on. Let's make this clear. I love a nice booty. I'm saying the person I'm with. So, hey, if there's women walking around with their cheeks out, you better believe I'll be looking at them, and that's the problem. If I'm hanging out with my buddies' wives, and my buddies' wives are all walking around with their asses out, how is that appropriate when everyone's looking at each other?
I mean, it's the appropriate swimwear for 2025.
It's not appropriate. That's why you can't wear stuff like that at Disneyland, because it's not appropriate. I mean, just because it's in style and because young women are doing it doesn't mean that everybody should be doing it. Go to a water park. You think everybody should be dressing like that? Absolutely not. Well, leave some to the imagination. That's why it was a big story in the New York Post this week. Even athleisure, athletic wear, has gone too far and too skimpy, where it's distracting at the gym, where women are showing lots of crevassier, a lot of crevice, a lot exposed, a lot revealed, nothing to the imagination, to the point where other women are uncomfortable. It's a national story. It's not me judging or anything like that. It's a story all over the New York Post. Men are going to see it, and men are going to like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying as a dad of a teenager, as the boyfriend of a young woman, amongst mixed company and family, that's inappropriate. What you're doing in your own time, on your own vacation, when it's just you and her, that's fine. Whatever. You want to tan your ass? Go right ahead.
Who doesn't want to tan ass?
Right.
I'm just saying.
But Rich is condoning that this is okay amongst mixed company.
Style.
That's awkward. You think I want Danny G looking at my girlfriend's ass?
Style dictates what the cuts of bathing suits are.
Wait, I never did that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Let's say we all went away.
Avert your eyes, sir.
Yeah.
Style dictates what cuts of bathing suits are popular, right? Like men's.
Doesn't mean
men's
that other ones are
swim trunks.
non-existent.
Are you gonna let me get a word in, or are you just gonna vent about how lame you are?
You could say lame, or, I mean, how about leaving some to the imagination?
What's next,
Why do you
Rich?
need to show your wife's ass to
Nude
everybody?
beaches? Nude beaches? Is that what you want?
You sound like a voyeur to me. Like, everybody, check out my wife's ass.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want women to wear bathing suits like it's the 1920s
No.
and they're on the boardwalk like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling?
Because there's a compromise, and they still sell, like, pretty
A
revealing
sarong.
and sexy bathing suits.
If you want
you act like you have to wear a grandma
If
bathing
you want
suit.
old lady bathing suits, where are you going to find them? Walmart, Target? Like women shop.
They're not old. There's compromise.
Women shop online.
How you gonna feel?
Show an ankle.
Yeah, how you going to feel when your daughter's dressing like that? You're cool with it?
Yeah, I guess so, because it's the times.
No,
What
you're
are you
not.
Gonna do?
You're cool with it because she's 8 years old. That's why you're cool with it.
I'm telling you, you're like going against the style. I saw a picture of your girlfriend with all her friends on a trip, and she was the only girl wearing like a full bottom bathing suit. Like
You
she
know
bought
why?
it at like.
'Cause she has class. No one wants to see your nasty ass. Nope. Not everybody should be dressing like that.
It's
too revealing. It is.
So
guys
you think
don't do that.
You think
are
Livy Dunn-
guys showing bottom beanbag? Are guys doing that? Should I be doing that? I don't know. No, because it's not appropriate. Just because it's the style doesn't make it right.
Triple B,
That-
bottom
and by the way,
beanbag.
that doesn't mean I'm not staring and I'm not admiring sometimes. Of course I am. I'm a man.
But you want Livy Dunn wearing full bottom bathing suit on vacation with her?
No, because she's not my girlfriend. I don't care.
Yeah, but
So
you
if she
but
wants to
but
rock that, I'm like, go for her. Good for her. I
If
don't
you
care.
were going away with some friends for a weekend, you would tell your girlfriend, like, no, don't
Yeah, because
expose
I
that
know what a
butt.
pervert and creep you are.
Oh,
so
me.
why would I want my
Me.
girlfriend walking around like that in front of you? Yes, you. Yes. So why would I want that? Why would I want that? Guys are going to be guys.
Monty, your thoughts, because Monty, you came to our anniversary
But
party,
he's
and I feel
lying.
like
guys are going to be guys. So just because it's my girlfriend, you mean Rich isn't going to look at her? Well, think about it. I'm not saying women shouldn't be in style. I'm not saying women shouldn't wear these.
Listen to yourself.
I'm saying they shouldn't wear them amongst family and friends. Having nightmares about last one standing. Because behind the scenes, the second Danny G poses the question, you write down the educated guesses, right? And then someone before you says it, so you got to scratch that one off. And then you're left with, well, of all the things you wrote down, which am I going for? And I'm on a streak of picking all the wrong ones when I have the other right answers written down. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're just making excuses for...
I'm just explaining the thought process and the mental trauma of what we go through.
Well, if you want to see that on display, you can see with my kids last week. We played a game of what my kids know about sports, and we gave away some prizes. My kids know, as Covino pointed out on the clip, they know all the NFL teams. But we were like, all right, kids, name as many teams as you can. They were like, like it's...
Yeah, because you may have a few answers. Someone took your answer, and then you have other answers to choose from. And a lot of your answers that you wrote down are probably right. And then when you hear the ones, you're like, well, I had that written down.
It's the game show theory. And not to bring up, sour memories from the past, but Spot, you were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Twice.
Turns out he's just 1,000
And Spot's, I hate to give him props, but he's one of the smartest friends we have.
Yeah.
And under those bright lights, and when the clock is ticking and $1 million is on the line, it's very quick to be like,
And then process of elimination gets so difficult sometimes.
Yeah,
and it's not like Jeopardy. You get one question wrong, you're done.
Yeah, and because every time you watched Millionaire back in the 2000s,
I know that.
What did you would say every time? You'd be like, why is this ass clown using their lifeline already?
I know.
Because when you're on that stage, you immediately second guess yourself.
Yeah, because then you're like, if you get it wrong, you know the answer, but if you get it wrong, you're done.
Well,
you don't want to be that guy that gets out on a $100 question.
We play more games throughout the week. Tomorrow, Showtime Mahomes trivia. Actually, I heard Shaq Diesel's filling in, right?
Yeah, because Mahomes has some things going on.
Yeah, he's got some injuries to worry about. So
he's going to be laying around. He's not doing anything.
Shaq Diesel, Whack Diesel trivia, multiple choice trivia, giving away more prizes, Nerf footballs. And the game I look forward to the most is our new game, Brainwave. That's on Friday. But we have games every day, so thanks for being part of it. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Every goal starts with an assist on and off the field. That's why Haleon and U.S. Soccer are launching for the assist. A celebration of everyday acts of support that help people achieve their goals with iconic brands like Sensodyne, Tums, Voltaren, Advil, and Centrum. To learn more, go to HaleonAssist.com.
All right. Hey, CNR on FSR. Now, tonight, you remember yesterday we said, the Cowboys can sort of stay in the mix if they win. And they lose on a,
By the way, a quick question, Rich, because I know you have deep analysis to get to.
Not really.
But what do you prefer? Like a crappy loss that the Cowboys had and then Dak Prescott finding the positive thing to spin?
Mm-hmm.
Or like Joe Burrow, who Dan Byer just said is going to continue starting, and he's like almost keeping it too real, where he's like, I played terrible, and I wouldn't have won any game.
And we stink, yeah.
We stink. Like, he's keeping it real, and I get it. But what do you prefer in that moment?
I mean, what do we learn from Dave Chappelle? Sometimes keeping it real
goes wrong. Right? Like, your quarterback, just like your coaches sometimes, like we gave Aaron Boone so much crap this year, right? They almost have to keep it positive.
I mean, the Yankees, for all the crap you gave them, they made it to the AL championship.
It's the contrast is so noticeable there.
Well,
so think about that. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. What do you expect from a leader?
Dolphins at Steelers tonight. Now, if the Steelers win, they're 7-7 and the Ravens are 7-7. On the other side of things, in the NFC, the Panthers are 7-7 and the Bucs are 7-7. So there's two divisions where clearly they're not going to have two teams make the postseason. So let me ask everyone in the room. Of those two divisions with multiple weeks to go, you got 3 weeks to go. Panthers or Bucks, Steelers or Ravens? What's your combo? Which teams find a way to win that division? For me, even though they looked horrible lately, I think the Bucs still have a little more experience, and they played the Panthers twice. So I'm going to go Bucs and Ravens.
I'm going Bucs Steelers.
Danny G?
I wrote down Bucs Steelers.
Okay, so it is wild to think that even though they're bunk teams that are trying to make the postseason, those are still going to be really fun battles because who doesn't love close football like that? So it's just so much to look forward to over the next 3 weeks. And tonight we'll see if the Dolphins save Mike McDaniel. So we'll see. Until tomorrow, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land. Let's have a great Monday night.
All right, goodbye.
Later, guys.